Good morning, family. Today I'm going to do things a little differently. Today I'm going to introduce you guys to my family. So today's video is going to include me, both my daughters, and my firstborn granddaughter who is 17 years old. And today we are going to discuss our DNA results. Now before you ask, yes, both my parents are black. Both set of my grandparents are also black. So let's see what our ethnic DNA matches are. Let's see what our ethnicity from our DNA tells us where we came from, what people we came from, and what our ethnicity is. Good morning, family. Good morning, family. Don't forget, grow some trees, grow some food, grow something. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Kimberly and I'm the youngest daughter.
Hello, I'm Christina. I'm the oldest daughter.
Hello, I'm Alea. I'm the granddaughter.
All right, good morning, family. So today I'm here with my girls. When I say my girls, I mean really my girls. You guys are my family, but this is my biological family. So next to me, I have my oldest daughter, Christina.
Hello.
I have my firstborn granddaughter, Alea.
Hello.
And then I have my youngest baby over here, and that's Kimberly. So today we're going to share with you guys our DNA results. All right, so like I said, we're going to share our DNA results with you guys. It's really funny. We all have different DNA, even though they all come from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Alea first, because I want to show how the further we're going into the future, the more our DNA, our ethnicity is starting to change. Each time you introduce someone into your family, it actually changes your ethnic background. So in doing this, I wanted to know not just where we came from, but who our people were, what our DNA says about us. We're black in America. And everybody knows, how our people came here. We all know about, being kidnapped and enslaved and brought here. Well, in doing so, it destroyed our families. We don't know where we came from. We don't know who our people are. We don't know who our ancestors were. Africa is a huge continent, and there are so many different ethnicities and so many different people, so many different regions. And being brought up here in America, coming out of slavery and oppression, our history was lost. So we don't actually know who our people are and where we came from. But by doing a DNA search, it gives us a better idea of the regions that we come from, the people, the culture, our history of our families. We may not know individual people, but we do know where our people came from. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Alea, because she's the youngest, being a senior in high school. Her DNA is a lot different than the rest of us. And then we're going to go to Kimberly next, because she's the second youngest, then Christina, and then we're going to come with me. So Alea, hi baby. All right, so we're going to start with her DNA first. So what's your biggest makeup? What's your biggest percentage?
I have 54.4% Nigerian.
Nigerian. And we all have Nigerian, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then what is next?
10.7% Sierra Leone.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have 8.9% West African.
I think most people here in America that are black in America, I think the majority of us have West African, because that is where the transatlantic slave trade mostly took place, was on the west coast of Africa. Okay, and then you have
2.8% Central African. 2.7% Maasai.
Maasai, okay.
Then I have...
So now we're going over to the European side, right? Okay.
I have 17.3% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh.
Oh, okay.
And then I have 0.8% Finnish.
Okay.
And then for Asia, I have 1.4% Inuit and 1% South Asian.
Cool. Okay, so what part of your DNA makeup did you not think was going to be in there? Like, was there anything in there that actually surprised you?
I feel like the South Asian and the Inuit.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, especially growing up here in America, Black in America, you know, we're always told that, you know, we have things black, white, Indian. Everybody's black, white, Indian. Oh, my grandma was Indian, or we got Indian in us. So, you know, that's kind of a big surprise when you actually see the things that actually make up your ethnicity according to your DNA. So, okay, so Kimberly, I'm sorry. We're gonna go with Kimberly. So,
Mine's is different.
okay, yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to say. So we all did different. Kimberly's is
From Ancestry.
Ancestry. Us three, we did My Heritage, and then I did two. I did My Heritage and I did 23andMe. So Kimberly's is, each one that you get, they read differently. So there's a little bit of a different setup. So you have Ancestry. So what is your biggest percentage?
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
It's 21%.
Oh, 21%. Okay.
And then is that Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples is 18%. And then Mali is 17%. England and Northern Europe is 9%. Sweden and Denmark is 8%. Ivory Coast and Ghana is 7%. How do you say it? Benin and Togo?
Yes.
That's 6%. Wales is 4%. Ireland is 3%. Nigeria East Central is 2%. Norway 2%. Bantu peoples, Southern Bantu peoples is 1%. Northern Africa is 1%. And Sardinia is 1%.
Sardinia, really? Okay. So what in your DNA makeup, like what is in there that you didn't think would be in there?
Sardinia. And probably like Sweden and Denmark.
Did you have to like look it up to see like
Yeah,
who
I
the
didn't
people
know
were?
that. That's what, Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it showing Sicily or what is it showing?
It's not showing right now.
Oh,
It showed
okay.
it earlier though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, just says Italy.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny. So what we're seeing is, because like I said, each time you introduce someone new into your family, when you get married or you have kids with someone, what I can tell so far with a lot of our DNA matches is the majority of your DNA is going to come from your father. It doesn't come from your mother. And it's not a huge percentage, but from what I'm seeing, everything from the mother's side is about 48%, 49%, and then the rest of it comes from your father. So it's anywhere from 51 to about 53% is coming from the father's side. So on yours, do you know which part you think came from your dad?
It was kind of showing me because it does like the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
I could find it again. But I believe that I know the Ireland comes from you, but the England and Northern Europe comes from his side because Christopher has it also.
Oh, okay. Okay, so your brother has it too. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to Christina. This is my firstborn. So wait, let me tell you guys something really quick before we even go into that. So I was a teenage mom back in the early 80s. So me and Christina are only 16 years apart. But Christina and Kimberly are 15 years apart. So Kimberly and Alea are not that far apart in years. You guys are what, 5 years apart?
I think so. 6
Sorry.
years?
2005.
Because,
Yeah, they're only 6 years apart because, you know, Christina was married at 19, at age 19. So, you know, Kimberly was, you know, a newborn when she was in high school. You were
I was a sophomore when she was
sophomore, yeah. So this is the age gap in between us, and it also has another thing to do with your ethnicity, your DNA. So okay, we're gonna go over to Christina. What's your biggest?
Nigerian, 32.7%.
And then
Sierra Leonean, 20.6%. Kenyan, 4.6%. West African, 4.5%. Central African, 1.1%. North and West European, 18.3%. Irish, Scottish, and Welsh, 13%.
13.0%.
Italian, 3.2%, and Inuit, 2%.
Okay. All right. Cool. So which one on there did you not think was going to be on there?
The Inuit and the Italian.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said,
I had to actually look that up.
The Inuit or the
Yeah,
Italian?
the Inuit.
Yeah, that's Native Alaskan, right?
It's
It's
Well, actually, it's all of that, like the
it's
whole
Alaska,
northern region
northern
up there,
Canada,
right? Yeah.
Greenland, Siberia. It's
isn't it like
it's when the descendants of the Bering Strait area
Yeah,
right there,
okay,
and how they
close.
came across and everything migrated from the northeast during the Ice Age.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So.
So
Okay. All right.
yeah, so I had to look that up because I did not know what that was.
Wait, go back. What else did you have? Where's your Italian? What does it put you at? Does it also put you like towards Sicily? They just gave you all of it, huh? Yeah, I say Kim's was actually showing the lower part where Sicily and stuff is, but yours is showing everywhere. But you have a higher percentage, right? You have 3.2, and what
I
did
just
you
had
have?
one.
And you had 1%.
Yeah, I have 3.2.
I also noticed that I have more, I think, Irish, Scottish, and
You have a higher percentage
Yeah.
than okay. So you had a higher than that 13%.
Mm.
So that means that your dad had some also too. Okay, cool. All right, so now that we have all three of theirs, we're gonna do mine. And like I said, I did two. So the first one I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna do my heritage because we're gonna see how much we matched on there. So I printed mine out because there's two of them. Okay, so of course, all of us had Nigerian, and mine's is 38.8% Nigerian. And that is yeah, I think that's the biggest one that I have from Africa. I have 8.4% Kenyan. I have 8.2% Sierra Leonean. I have 4% West African, and I have 3.5% Maasai. All right, now when it gets over to the European, I think mine was a little bit bigger than you guys's. I have 28.3% Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and then I have 6.5% Finnish. I have something in my DNA that they don't have in theirs. And that is, I have 2.3% Middle Eastern. And none of you guys came up with that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that was not passed down to them. That 2.3% Middle Eastern. So I'm gonna go over to 23andMe and show you how different it was over there. So 23andMe does their breakup a little bit different. And what they do is they'll take it in sections. So it will show like West Africa, and it'll give you the total, and then it breaks it down for each region or people, and then it'll go to, you know, another part like East Africa to give you the total, and then it breaks that down also. So West African, it gave me 51.3%, with of course the highest being Nigerian, which was 29.2%. Then it goes to Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leone. Why can I not say that word? Leonean. And that was a 9.4%. Senegambian and Guinean is 4%. Broadly West African is 8.4%. Then it goes to the Congolese or Southern East Africa at 12.8%, and it's giving me, and this is new because this wasn't on here the first time that I checked my results. So this is a new result that they put on there, and that's Angolan and Congolese, and that is 12.5%. Then it gives me a broadly Congolese and Southern East African, and that's 0.3%. Broadly Sub-Saharan African is also 0.3%. Now, when you go over to the European countries, it totals it out as Northwestern European at 33.5%. And it gives you British Irish at 26.6%, Then it goes down. This one is a little different. This one actually gives me French and German, which was not on the My Heritage, but it's 0.5%. And then broadly Northwestern European, it gives me 6.4%. Now, here's something else that was not on the other one, and it's not in their DNA either. And that is, it gave me Spanish Portuguese. And it gave me 1.2%. So I've never heard anybody in our family say anything about Spanish or Portuguese. And so I looked it up, and it gave me directly to the Iberian Peninsula, which in itself is also something, because you have the Middle Eastern DNA over here, and then it gives me the Spanish Portuguese DNA over here. The Iberian Peninsula was greatly populated by northern and northeast Africans, including Arabs, and it's also where during the Spanish Inquisition that the Jews were exiled to. Those that didn't leave the country, they also populated the Iberian Peninsula. So, like I said, over the years we get a lot of different DNA. It changes. The one thing on here that did have me a little concerned is because I did also have the whole Inuit and Asian DNA, which is now not on here. What it did is it gave me a broadly Southern European at 0.2%, a broadly European at 0.3%, and then it changed it. It gave me also trace ancestry, which is nothing. It doesn't say what it is. That's a 0.3%. And then unassigned DNA, it gave me a 0.1%. When I looked it up to see what that was, it was saying that there are regions up in that area where you have all of these icelands that people migrated from different areas, farmers, fishermen, hunters, etc., and that they can't exactly tell where these people's original regions were from. But apparently your DNA can be found in that region matching one of those people that they can't identify. So yeah, that was a little strange to me because, like I said, it did show the Asian and the Inuit, and now it just made it trace ancestry and unassigned. But I do want to say something. If you guys really want to know where you came from, especially I know like Hebrew Israelites are always trying to prove that African Americans, Native Americans, Mexicans, Hispanics, you're always trying to prove that we are the original Israelites. If you really want to know your DNA, you want to know if you do have Middle Eastern DNA or any trace DNA where Hebrew people were, you're going to have to go further back. Because if you notice, that DNA is not in any of my girls, and you guys are millennials and Gen Z, right? You're Gen Z also, right? Yeah. So I know a lot of you guys are young, and it's most likely not going to show up in your DNA. My DNA, is a little different. My father was born in 1927. I was born in 1968. That is a 41-year gap in there. In most generations, there's another generation in between there, and there's not in ours. So that DNA that would have changed in between there didn't change from my father to me. So if you guys really want to know your history, you're going to have to do DNA tests on your grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, if they are still alive, to get a better idea of your family's history. Yeah. How do you guys feel about all this?
It's cool.
Happy to know where I came from. What's in it?
So did it change like the way you look at your family, your life, your people?
Yeah, because Grandma always told us that her mom was Geechee Indian, and that was not something that was on there.
Geechee is not how we would say Native American. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys put it in the comments. Geechee is a mixture of
Native Americans and Black.
Africans and exactly, it's a mixture. Even if you look at like your Nigerian, if you look at that, underneath it gives you, it says Southern and Northwest USA.
Yeah.
Exactly, because that's the DNA that they took, not actually from Nigerians, but from Nigerians that were brought here in America. One of them, it does give it, that's why you have two different ones. Also, what you guys will see is when you do your DNA and you're checking, and you know, they always have these little side arrows that give you more information. A lot of times it will show that with our African DNA, it couldn't actually trace it back to the people. It could only trace it back to the region. So mine will show that, like, let's say the Nigerian, it will trace it back to the areas here in America where Nigerians were, but it doesn't trace it. It traces it back to Nigeria itself, but it couldn't give me the actual, it says no trace found in the actual, to match with the actual people in the region. So there's a lot more to DNA, a lot more to ethnicity than actually just getting your DNA results, because like I said, it's so long and it's not as cut and dry as you think. So like I said, it will trace it back to the actual region, but it doesn't trace it back to the actual people each time. The same with it giving me Middle Eastern. When I click on it, it gives me the region. It gives me Israel, Palestine, northern section of Egypt, Saudi Arabia. With the Spanish Portuguese, it gives me the Iberian Peninsula. There's another part of that section also when I click into the South European, it also gave me the area where Sicily and all that is. And it gives me the whole Mediterranean area down there. It doesn't actually say Italy. It gives me that whole region down there from Sicily to all of the Malta, all of that, all the islands down in that area. It traces my DNA back to there. So there, like I said, there's a whole lot more than what we see. What are you searching for now? The Inuit or, yeah?
Before I was looking at the South Asian.
Uh-huh. So it gives you all down in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka.
I think it's just cool how you can see where exactly.
Yeah, like I said, it'll pinpoint it down to the region, but it doesn't necessarily pinpoint it down to the actual people. And then, like I said, the further back you go, the more answers you're going to get. All right, so one more question. What do people think you are? We're going to start with you. What do people think you are?
I don't know. Probably just African American.
Just African American. And your mom, of course, is Christina. And what is your dad?
Oh, Jamaican.
He's Jamaican. What do people think you are?
Well, most people will say that I'm black and white.
They think you're
other
mixed,
times
huh?
they thought I was Puerto Rican.
Yeah. And you?
Ooh, okay. So depending how I wear my hair, because before this Indian lady thought I was from Bangladesh. She wants to know where my people came from.
Now you can tell her, right? Like, yeah, you're right a little.
So I've gotten Indian. I've gotten your black and white
And
because
always-
your hair is too fine.
And Ethiopian, of course.
I've gotten Ethiopian. People think I am either Ethiopian or Eritrean.
Yeah.
And people that are Ethiopian and Eritrean think I'm Ethiopian and
That's
Eritrean.
funny. That's funny. So in case you guys didn't notice this, this is all actually us. This is our real hair, skin color, all of this stuff. There's no weaves, no extensions, no nothing. We're all natural. My hair is just blow dried and straight iron, flat iron. You guys know I wear my hair curly. Kimberly's hair is just blow dried and flat iron. Alea wears her hair naturally, and my daughter's hair is in locks, which is probably longer than all of ours. It goes down to her butt, even in the locks. And so, you know, we get a lot of, what are you? What are you mixed with? I mean, ever since we were growing up, when I was growing up, people thought that, once again, half black, half white, half black, half Mexican. What are you mixed with? You're not really black. Even black people tell us we're not black, you know? So, but I just want to say, you cannot tell a person's ethnicity or, you know, their culture or anything by the color of their skin. You cannot tell what people are by the way that they look. I mean, there's no way. Like I said, like you said, people just think you're black and they don't know your dad's Jamaican. And your parents are black, honey, because I'm black. Her parents are black because, you know, I know. So, all right, thank you guys for joining me today. I love having my girls here, and you guys have no idea how much laughing we're about to do off camera right now. And anybody want to say anything?
No.
Bye.
If this is your first time joining us here today, just want to say welcome to the family. Thank you for joining us. I hope you come back again. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Drop a comment down below. If you got your DNA results and it's not what you thought it was going to be, drop it down below. In fact, if you've got your DNA results or you know for a fact where your people came from and it's anywhere that matches anyone that matches one of us, drop that down below too and let me know. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video if you think someone you know will be interested in this type of topic. And I'll see you all in the next video. Stay blessed.
Bye.